Welcome, beautiful damsels. The lioness doesn't concern herself with the opinion of sheep. She hunts, she leads, and she thrives in silence. In a world obsessed with likes, shares, and fleeting applause, there exists a rare breed of women who couldn't care less about the spotlight, the Sigma females. They're the silent disruptors, the enigmatic leaders who operate on their own terms. While the rest of the world clamors for attention, these women have mastered the art of self-sufficiency and autonomy. Did you know that studies have shown people who crave constant attention are more likely to experience burnout and dissatisfaction? Sigma females bypass that trap entirely, thriving instead in their independence and authenticity. And here's the kicker. While most people are busy trying to impress others, Sigma females are busy building lives that need no validation. Curious? Good. Because what makes them truly fascinating isn't just their disinterest in attention, but the unapologetic reasons why. Prepare to dive into a world where silence is power, mystery is strategy, and validation is a distant afterthought. Oh, and don't expect them to clap back. They're too busy living their best lives. Number 1. Attention is a distraction, not a goal. For a Sigma female, attention isn't a goal, it's a distraction. She doesn't wake up wondering who's watching or what they think because her focus is rooted in something much deeper, her purpose, her passions, and her personal growth. While many chase attention like it's the ultimate prize, she knows it's a fleeting commodity, often offered by those who don't truly understand her. She doesn't need applause to feel accomplished or validation to know her worth. Attention, by its very nature, is shallow. It's about being seen, but being seen doesn't always mean being understood. Sigma females are wired differently. They crave substance, not surface-level interactions. They'd rather invest their energy in things that matter, building skills, creating meaningful connections, and pursuing goals that resonate with their values. For them, attention from others often feels like noise, distracting, temporary, and ultimately meaningless. What sets her apart is her ability to move with quiet confidence. While others spend their energy curating images and projecting personas for the sake of being noticed, she's busy making things happen. To her, attention-seeking feels like a trap, one that takes the focus away from the things that truly make life fulfilling. She's not interested in proving herself to anyone or playing into expectations. And here's the paradox. Her refusal to chase attention often makes her even more magnetic. There's something irresistible about someone who doesn't care to be the center of the room, but somehow commands the energy within it. She thrives in the background, orchestrating her life on her terms, untouched by the fickle nature of public opinion. For the Sigma female, attention isn't just a distraction. It's entirely irrelevant to her pursuit of a life well lived. Number 2. She sees through performative behavior. The Sigma female is a master at deciphering what's real and what's just for show. Attention often comes wrapped in elaborate but empty gestures, words spoken with no weight, actions performed for appearances rather than sincerity. She sees straight through the facade. Compliments given to appease, over-the-top displays to impress, or shallow attempts to win her favor don't move her. If anything, they repel her. Her sharp instincts allow her to read between the lines, peeling back layers to uncover motives that others might miss. She knows that performative behavior isn't about connection. It's about control, manipulation, or feeding someone else's ego. Flattery that comes without substance is just noise to her, and she doesn't waste her energy entertaining it. Genuine connection is what she values, and she knows it can't be manufactured. It's built on honesty, shared respect, and mutual understanding. She doesn't need someone to perform admiration. She values someone who truly sees her for who she is, not for what she projects or what they think they can gain from her. This ability to detect insincerity makes her interactions selective and her relationships deeply meaningful. She doesn't care for shallow pleasantries or empty praises. She'd rather have one real, unfiltered conversation than 100 staged interactions designed to stroke egos. The Sigma female's refusal to engage with performative behavior isn't a rejection of people. It's a rejection of pretense. She's not interested in attention that comes with strings attached or connections built on false pretenses. To her, authenticity isn't just a preference, it's non-negotiable. If you're not real, you're not in her circle, plain and simple. Number 3, they know attention is addictive. Sigma females understand a harsh truth. Attention is addictive. Once you start chasing it, it's never enough. A compliment today demands 10 more tomorrow. The applause fades, the spotlight shifts, and the cycle of seeking approval begins all over again. It's a trap that keeps people tethered to others' opinions, leaving them unable to define their worth without external validation. But Sigma females don't play that game. They see the cycle for what it is, a hollow pursuit that robs people of true autonomy. Instead of seeking validation from others, they've cultivated an internal sense of worth that doesn't depend on who's watching or how loud the applause is. They've broken free by never stepping into the trap in the first place. This isn't about arrogance or pretending they don't care. It's about freedom. When you're not addicted to attention, you're free to focus on what genuinely matters, your goals, your relationships, and your personal growth. Sigma females understand that true fulfillment comes from within, not from an audience. By rejecting the need for constant recognition, they sidestep the insecurity and anxiety that often come with chasing attention. They're not stuck trying to measure up to someone else's expectations or living in fear of losing the spotlight. Instead, they thrive in their own space, building lives that are rich and meaningful without needing applause as a backdrop. In a world where so many are hooked on likes, shares, and approval, Sigma females are a rarity. They refuse to let their value be dictated by others, and that independence is their superpower. Attention might be addictive, but they've mastered the art of thriving without it, and in doing so, they've achieved something truly enviable: peace. Number 4, they value respect over recognition. For Sigma females, recognition is optional, but respect is non-negotiable. They're not interested in being the center of attention or collecting compliments for the sake of visibility. To them, fleeting admiration holds no weight. What matters is being treated with genuine respect, which isn't handed out lightly. It's earned through integrity, strength, and consistency. While recognition often depends on superficial factors, appearance, charm, or who can shout the loudest, respect is rooted in something deeper. It's built on acknowledging a person's character, values, and contributions. Sigma females know that respect lasts long after the applause has faded. They'd rather leave a room unnoticed than be the most admired person in it, for shallow reasons. This mindset also shapes how they interact with others. Sigma females approach relationships, both personal and professional, with authenticity and fairness, and they expect the same in return. They won't tolerate condescension, manipulation, or dismissal. Whether it's a casual conversation or a high-stakes negotiation, they demand respect because they know they deserve it. Interestingly, their disinterest in recognition often commands more respect. By refusing to seek validation, they project quiet confidence, which others instinctively admire. They don't have to prove their worth. It's evident in how they carry themselves. In a world obsessed with fame and visibility, Sigma females stand apart by prioritizing what truly matters. They understand that recognition is cheap and temporary, but respect, that's priceless. They may not always be seen, but they will always be remembered for the dignity and strength they bring to every interaction. Number 5. They're the architects of their own fulfillment. Sigma females are the ultimate creators of their own happiness. They don't wait around for someone else to provide them with a sense of purpose or fulfillment. Instead, they actively build lives that reflect their values, passions, and ambitions. Happiness isn't something they hope to stumble upon. It's something they construct brick by brick with intention and effort. This self-reliance makes external attention irrelevant to their joy. While others may seek validation from the outside world, Sigma females understand that true fulfillment comes from within. They don't tie their happiness to fleeting applause, social status, or the opinions of others. Their joy is rooted in personal achievements, meaningful experiences, and the satisfaction of knowing they're living authentically. Being the architects of their own fulfillment doesn't mean their lives are perfect or free from challenges. On the contrary, they embrace the ups and downs as part of the process. They know that real growth often comes from adversity, and they're not afraid to face it head-on. Instead of relying on external sources for motivation, they draw strength from their resilience and determination. What sets them apart is their refusal to compromise their happiness for the sake of fitting in or pleasing others. They design lives that align with their unique vision, unapologetically pursuing what matters to them. Whether it's a career path, a creative passion, or simply the way they spend their time, every decision they make is intentional and rooted in their personal truth. In a world where many look outward for happiness, Sigma females look inward. They don't need an audience to feel complete because they've built a life so rich and fulfilling that external attention becomes nothing more than background noise. Number 6. They see attention as a currency, not a necessity. Sigma. Females understand that attention is like currency. It has value, but only when used wisely. Unlike those who crave it as a lifeline, they see attention as a tool, something to be strategically earned and deployed when it serves a purpose. They're not drawn to attention for its own sake, nor do they confuse it with self-worth. To them, it's simply a resource, not a necessity. This perspective gives them an edge. Sigma females know when to step into the spotlight and when to step back. If attention can open a door, amplify their message, or advance their goals, they'll use it. But they do so on their terms. They don't perform, exaggerate, or compromise themselves to gain it. Instead, they allow their work, ideas, or presence to speak for itself. Because they don't depend on attention to feel validated, they're immune to its dangers. They're not tempted to overextend themselves for approval or fall into the trap of constantly chasing the next fleeting moment of recognition. They remain grounded, understanding that attention can be as unpredictable as it is temporary. What sets them apart is their restraint. They know that too much attention can dilute its power and invite unwanted scrutiny. Instead of overexposing themselves, they stay enigmatic, choosing quality over quantity. When they do command attention, it's intentional, meaningful, and often unforgettable. By treating attention as a currency rather than a necessity, Sigma females maintain their independence and authenticity. They don't need the world to watch to know they're capable. And they don't trade their values for the sake of being noticed. This mastery over attention is one of their greatest strengths, because while others are busy chasing it, they're busy using it wisely. Number 7. They make their own rules and break yours. Sigma. Females exist outside the framework of traditional expectations. They don't just follow their own rules, they rewrite them as they go, breaking away from the societal norms that try to define how women should behave, succeed, or find fulfillment. One of the most glaring expectations they defy is the belief that women must crave attention to feel important or validated. For them, significance doesn't come from being seen, heard, or admired. It comes from living authentically. They reject the notion that they need to perform for the world or play into roles that were never meant for them. Sigma females prioritize their own values and instincts over the expectations of society, peers, or even family. This independence makes them unpredictable and often intimidating to those who cling to traditional norms. When they break rules, it's not for rebellion's sake. It's because the rules don't align with their vision of who they are or where they're going. The idea of seeking attention for significance is just one of those outdated standards they shatter without hesitation. They don't need others to recognize their worth because their confidence comes from within, not from external approval. What's most striking about Sigma females is that their rule-breaking isn't loud or dramatic. It's deliberate and effective. They quietly challenge the status quo by living in a way that prioritizes personal truth over collective expectation. This makes them stand out without even trying. In a world where so many are conditioned to seek validation through attention, Sigma females flip the script. They redefine significance on their own terms, proving that true empowerment comes not from being noticed, but from being unapologetically yourself. Number 8. Attention has an expiration date, but legacy doesn't. Sigma females understand a profound truth. Attention is fleeting, but legacy endures. They see beyond the shallow allure of momentary admiration and focus instead on building something far more lasting, a life of meaning, impact, and purpose. While others scramble for the applause of today, they're laying the groundwork for something that will resonate long after they're gone. Attention is like a spark, bright, noticeable, but quick to fade. It's conditional, often tied to trends, appearances, or short-lived accomplishments. Sigma females know better than to anchor their self-worth to such a fragile foundation. They recognize that the energy spent chasing attention could be better invested in creating something meaningful, whether it's a groundbreaking career, a masterpiece of art, or a quiet but powerful influence on the lives around them. Their focus is always on the long game. Every decision they make is intentional, designed to align with their values and contribute to their greater vision. They're not interested in being the flavor of the month or basking in temporary glory. Instead, they aim to leave behind something that speaks to who they are, authentic, impactful, and unwavering in their purpose. This perspective liberates them from the exhausting cycle of seeking validation. They don't need to prove themselves to anyone in the moment because they're not performing for the crowd. They're building a legacy for themselves, and that's a deeply personal pursuit. For Sigma females, the expiration date on attention isn't a problem. It's irrelevant. Their eyes are set on a bigger picture, one that transcends fleeting admiration. While the applause fades for others, their legacy grows, a testament to the power of living with intention, authenticity, and an unwavering focus on what truly matters. Number 9. Validation is a byproduct, not a priority. For Sigma females, validation is not the destination, it's just a byproduct of the journey. When they achieve something, the applause and recognition that might follow are secondary, almost incidental. Their true reward lies in the personal satisfaction of knowing they set a goal, worked toward it, and conquered it on their own terms. They don't pursue accomplishments to impress others or to seek approval. In fact, external validation often feels hollow to them compared to the internal pride of having pushed their limits and succeeded. What drives them is the challenge itself, the process of growth, learning, and perseverance. It's about proving something to themselves, not to anyone else. This mindset frees them from the need to constantly measure their worth against external opinions. They're not chasing gold stars or waiting for others to tell them they've done a good job. They know they've done a good job because they set the bar high, met it, and often exceeded it. When validation does come, they accept it graciously, but never let it define them. They see it for what it is, a fleeting acknowledgement of what they already knew to be true. Unlike many who might chase accolades as a way to fill an internal void, Sigma females achieve fulfillment from within, rendering external approval unnecessary. By making validation a byproduct and not a priority, they maintain an unwavering focus on their own goals and values. Their energy isn't scattered trying to please an audience, it's channeled into achieving what matters most to them. This self-sufficiency and clarity of purpose are what make them stand out. They succeed not because they seek validation, but because they don't need it. Number 10. Her power lies in being unreachable. Sigma females understand a fundamental truth. Their power lies in being unreachable. The more accessible you are, the more people take you for granted. Familiarity breeds complacency, and once you're always within reach, your influence begins to wane. Sigma females thrive in their ability to remain elusive, guarding their time, energy, and presence with an almost strategic distance. This isn't about playing games or being deliberately mysterious. It's about creating a sense of exclusivity that makes their presence all the more magnetic. By keeping some distance, they maintain an air of intrigue that makes others want to know more. People are drawn to what they can't easily have, and that distance creates a curiosity that holds attention in a way constant proximity can't. Their scarcity increases their value, not through effort or manipulation, but simply through the self-respect of knowing that not everything should be handed out freely. This dynamic doesn't come from a place of arrogance, but from a deep understanding of their worth. Sigma females know that their energy is precious and should be reserved for the people, projects, and moments that truly matter. They don't dilute their power by giving it away indiscriminately. Instead, they hold it in reserve, knowing that when they choose to engage, it will have far greater impact. Their mystery isn't an act, it's a strategy. It keeps people on their toes, ensures that they're remembered, and that their presence, when it's felt, carries weight. Sigma females operate in a space where being unreachable isn't a flaw. It's a source of strength that others can't replicate. While accessibility may invite complacency, distance guarantees respect. And it's this respect that fuels their quiet, yet undeniable power. Sigma females are not just participants in the world, they are the architects of their own existence. They operate on their own terms, defining their value through self-awareness and purpose, rather than external validation. Their disinterest in attention isn't a rejection of others, it's a deliberate focus on what truly matters: personal growth, genuine connections, and the creation of a lasting legacy. By remaining independent, they wield their energy with precision, investing in what propels them forward rather than squandering it on fleeting admiration. They understand that attention is a transient currency, but respect, fulfillment, and legacy are treasures that endure. In a world that often equates visibility with worth, Sigma females stand as a reminder that significance is not measured by how many people see you, but by the depth of your impact and the authenticity of your journey. Their power lies in their ability to remain unreachable when needed, to guard their energy fiercely, and to live a life that doesn't need applause to feel complete. They don't chase attention. They create a life so magnetic, so full of purpose, that it draws the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments. The world may try to convince them that their worth is tied to visibility, but the Sigma female knows better. Her worth is defined by herself, her legacy, and the quiet power that radiates from living authentically. And that is a force the world cannot ignore. If you found this perspective empowering and refreshing, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Join the conversation by leaving a comment below. Let us know your thoughts, experiences, or any insights you'd like to share. Your support helps us create more content that challenges the norms and celebrates the strength in living life on your own terms. Stay tuned for more. Thanks, damsels, for tuning in. See you in the next vid. Bye and stay blessed.